What's up, college football fans? Don't forget to check out and order your copy of Stiff Arming Football Myths, our latest football game plan book. So go on our website at footballgameplan.com/books and get your copy. We have these available in paperback as well as in PDF form. Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our Division II Wraparound. We're going to go across the Division II landscape to take a look at some of the key games this week on the schedule. We're going to start in Connecticut as New Haven plays host to Westchester. Despite losing their All-American running back Rondell White, the Westchester Rams are still one of the top teams in Division II, and their defense is being led by All-American linebacker Ronnell Williams and All-American cornerback El-Haj Shabazz. They should once again have the Rams atop many defensive statistical categories this season. Quarterback Sean McCartney is also back after throwing for over 3,000 yards. Now for New Haven, their offense is mostly inexperienced, but where they do have a shot is with their defense. And I'm a big fan of linebacker Tyler Condit, and you'd have to expect the Charger defensive line, more in particular their defensive ends. They could have some success versus a Westchester offensive line that's breaking in two new offensive tackles. I still like the Rams in this ballgame. Westchester's defense is going to be overwhelming for a young offense at this juncture of the season. Edenborough is trying to get back on the winning track as they kick off the season versus Carson Newman, and this is their first meeting since 1998. Getting quarterback Cody Harris back is huge for the Fighting Scots. He's a talented player, along with wide receiver Darren Massey, who dazzled last year as a freshman, earning All-American honors. Defensively, the strength of their 3-3-5 is in the linebacking core, and middle linebacker Mike Shansky is an outstanding player, and he's the leader of that group, and they'll need his leadership versus Ken Sparks' split-back veer option attack that returns the majority of the playmakers led by quarterback DeAndre Thomas, but they are extremely young along the offensive line. Defensively is where they're most experienced, and look for defensive tackle David Way to have his way up front. I like the Eagles in this ballgame. East Stroudsburg travels to LIU Post, and for the Warriors in this ballgame, they are stacked on both sides of the ball. Quarterback Matt Soltz and defensive lineman Brian Thompson lead a football team that returns 15 starters. Now, the offensive line for ESU will be heavily under the microscope in this one. Now, for LIU Post, offense is where they'll butter their bread this year. Quarterback Stephen Larino's dual threat skills makes their offense go. Now, his mobility is a huge X factor in this matchup, and the question for the Pioneers will be if they can match up versus the passing game of ESU. I can't see the youth overtaking the vets, so I like the Warriors in this one to win. However, look for Larino's mobility to neutralize the Warriors' pass rush, but it won't be enough to secure the victory. Delta State and Fort Valley State kick off their season, and when you look at the Statesmen, you have to like their outlook for the upcoming year. Redshirt sophomore quarterback Tyler Sullivan is back after a productive 2013 campaign, and head coach Todd Cooley is in his second season at Delta State after winning the GSC Coach of the Year award last year. Offensively, they are set, but on the defensive side is where you'd like to see some growth. The Statesmen will be athletic up front, with defensive end Ryan Self leading the way. Now for Fort Valley State, they lost some big-time playmakers defensively, but LaRon Furr returns at linebacker, as well as defensive tackle Bernard Little. The hope is that the youthful players and newcomers can get it together quickly for these guys to have success. Offensively speaking, the offensive line for Fort Valley is one of the best in the conference. Brandon Baker and also Michael Brown should allow junior quarterback Malcolm Eady to take significant strides this season. I like Delta State in this ballgame. They'll be able to spread the field and take advantage of a young secondary of Fort Valley. Two new head coaches in this ballgame as UNC Pembroke and Winston-Salem State battle in a big game in Division II very early in the season, and Pembroke upset the Rams last year. New Braves head coach Shane Richardson isn't new to the program, as he spent the last 7 years as a defensive coordinator, which should make this football team even better because we know Pembroke can pile up the points. Now for Winston-Salem State's new head coach Canis Bolware, it has always been about defense. He served 4 years as the Rams defensive coordinator prior to taking over as head coach. Continuity is king for the Rams, who's replacing key parts to the defense that was amongst the best in the country. But all eyes will be on UVA transfer Phillip Sims as he takes over at quarterback. Will it be enough to help an offense stay on track? I think they can do so, and I think they will. I like the Rams in this ballgame. These two teams may end up playing each other again later on in the season. Northeastern State travels to Pittsburgh, Kansas to take on the Gorillas, and first-year head coach Rob Robinson takes over a Riverhawk squad that went 2-9 last year and haven't been to the playoffs since 2000. The good news is that they have 19 total starters returning, which is important because those guys got valuable minutes last year and valuable playing time, and there's nowhere to go but up. For Pittsburgh State, despite losing both John Brown and Nate Dreiling, the Gorillas are still loaded with talent, and two-time all-conference quarterback Anthony Abnoja looks to cap off his senior season with the title, and it starts in week 1, and I like the Pittsburgh State Gorillas to open up with a bang by knocking off the Riverhawks. And also, don't forget to check out every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, College Football Now on our Football Game Plan Radio Network located at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.